Welcome to another episode of The Green Lounge, the podcast where we discuss all things cannabis. I'm your host, Chief, and I'm joined by my co-host, Viper. How are you doing today, Viper?
I'm doing great, Chief. Excited to dive into today's topic, and we have a special guest joining us, an expert in the field of marijuana. Please welcome Loud Noise. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you both for having me. I'm thrilled to be here and share my knowledge about marijuana.
Fantastic. Let's jump right in. We want to explore the good, the bad, and the ugly aspects of marijuana. Starting with the good, what are some potential benefits or positive effects of cannabis?
Marijuana has a wide range of potential benefits. One of the most well-known is its ability to provide relief from chronic pain, including conditions like arthritis or multiple sclerosis. It can also help alleviate symptoms associated with anxiety, depression, and PTSD. Additionally, cannabis has shown promise in managing nausea and stimulating appetite for individuals undergoing chemotherapy or suffering from certain medical conditions.
Those are indeed some significant benefits. However, we often hear concerns about the potential downsides of marijuana. Can you shed some light on the negative effects or risks associated with cannabis use?
Absolutely. Like any substance, marijuana does have potential drawbacks. Regular or heavy use of cannabis can lead to dependency, and some individuals may experience short-term memory impairment or impaired cognitive function. It's also important to note that consuming marijuana can have different effects on different people, so it's crucial to understand your own tolerance and consume responsibly. In addition, smoking marijuana can have similar risks to smoking tobacco, such as lung irritation.
Thank you for addressing those concerns. Now let's talk about the ugly side, which refers to potential misuse or abuse of marijuana. How can someone ensure they use cannabis responsibly and avoid potential negative consequences?
Responsible cannabis use starts with understanding the product you're consuming. Educate yourself about the strain, potency, and recommended dosage. It's essential to start low and go slow, especially if you're new to cannabis. Be mindful of how marijuana affects you personally and be aware of any potential interactions with medications. Lastly, always purchase from legal and reputable sources to ensure quality and safety.
Those are great tips for our listeners to keep in mind. Now, as we wrap up, what advice would you give to individuals who are curious about trying marijuana for the first time, or those who may have had a negative experience in the past?
For newcomers, I recommend starting with low THC strains or products and gradually increasing the dosage if needed. Take your time to find the consumption method that suits you best, whether it's smoking, vaporizing, or using edibles. And always remember to create a comfortable and safe environment when trying cannabis. For those who've had a negative experience, it's important to reflect on what went wrong and consider adjusting the strain, dosage, or method of consumption for a more positive outcome.
That's valuable advice, Loud Noise. Thank you for sharing your expertise with us today. Unfortunately, we're out of time, but before we go, where can our listeners find more information about you and your work?
Follow me on social media, LoudNoise201301. I'm always happy to provide reliable information and engage in discussions about cannabis.
Perfect! Thank you once again, Loud Noise, for joining us on The Green Lounge. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. We hope you found this episode informative and enlightening. Stay tuned for more episodes where we explore the fascinating world of cannabis. Take care and stay green.